ballast. Now, we do dive the submarine positively buoyant. It is our job as pilots to find that positive buoyancy. It's about 200 pounds worth. This is a built-in safety feature. If we were, for some very unlikely reason, going to lose our systems, that 200 pounds of positive buoyancy would just ever so gently lift us right back to the surface. To counteract that positive buoyancy, our pilot has two vertical thrusters located in the mid-cabin, and you'll hear them whir periodically throughout the dive as he uses them to maintain depth. Now, the reef that we are diving upon today is very much alive and living. It is providing the habitat for the small reef fish that we'll be observing. Already we see some schooling fish coming into view. On the starboard side, you're seeing some small examples of the blue-striped snappers, which are called ta'ape in Tahitian. And port side, you're seeing a school of goatfish. They're in the distant mid-water column. They're translucent. They're pale yellow. Those are goatfish. And both of these species are a schooling species. On the port side, I am seeing some of those blue striped snappers. They're a little bit larger, triangular yellow tails. Now I hear the word snapper and I think dinner, and that's exactly why these fish were brought here. Now as we look at the fish today, we have about 680 species of fish here in Hawaiian waters. They will all fall into one of three categories. Fish that are indigenous, which means they are found here naturally. There are fish that are endemic, which means they are found here and only here. And there are fish that are introduced, fish that were brought here for one reason or another. And the ta'ape, or blue-striped snapper, falls into that category. They were introduced to our waters in 1958. Biologists were hoping to establish a nearshore fishery around this species. Unfortunately, it never really took off. As you look out today, you'll see they're quite small. But most importantly, they don't have any kind of a shelf life, so they are not commercially viable. If you were to go out and go fishing and catch one, you would want to eat it that same day. Ooh, there's an eel on the port side. Look at that. Ooh, he's curling around the top of that. Ooh, ooh. He just disappeared into the coral, right under the lip. Oh, wow. Gee, wow, that was a great eel sighting there. That's actually very unusual.
And look at
to
this
see an
big
eel doing
blue.
that. Usually they are hiding by day in the coral. The bluefin, my co-pilot was saying the bluefin trevally, that silver bluefish, was hassling him.
Whoa.
That free-swimming eel, that is a yellow margin moray, one of our largest eel species here in Hawaii. Can get up to about 100 pounds. Length of up to about 6 feet. Yeah, you never know what's going to happen outside the viewports. Every dive is different every day. You never know what you're going to see. Again, they're introduced. They come to us from the South Pacific. They were first dropped in the waters off of Kaneohe Bay on Oahu. It took a year for the first pair to be found here in our waters. Unfortunately, anytime you introduce a new species, you can expect repercussions. These fish are predatory, and they do eat our smaller and endemic, more colorful reef fish. Now, the coral reef that we're observing, there are about 40 different types of reef-building corals here in Hawaii. What we're seeing here today is primarily comprised of lobe coral, L-O-B-E, lobe coral. It's a little bit like lumpy mashed potato mountains. Interspersed with the lobe coral, we are seeing finger coral. Looks like fingers extending upwards in the water column. But do keep your eyes open for other types of coral. We have plate coral, antler coral, wire coral, and cauliflower coral, all named for what they look like, so you can use your imagination there. Now I want you to think back through time. At one time, this area was dry land. There was no ocean here. And Mount Hualalai, which is the dormant volcano rising above Kailua Kona, erupted. The lava came down, it cooled, it hardened, it dried into rock,